The idea that if you see something, you should say something started after the September 11th terrorist attacks.
And studies show mass shooters often display concerning behavior or communication prior to their attacks. Experts say identifying those clues could be the key to stopping mass violence.
KXAN investigator Matt Grant looks into one of Texas' solutions touted years ago as a way to prevent future tragedies.
Following the murder of 19 children and 2 adults in Uvalde, Texas schools are on high alert. Law enforcement and school officials taking swift action amid new threats, targeting at least a half-dozen school districts in central Texas. In Richardson, someone reported a student walking to school with a rifle. Police found an AK-47 style pistol in his car.
Report suspicious activity when they see it.
In 2018, 1 month after 8 students and 2 teachers were gunned down in Santa Fe, the state launched the iWatch Texas mobile app, where the public can report suspicious activity. Governor Abbott touted it as a way to help prevent future tragedies. But is it working? KXAN Investigates has filed public records requests and asked the Department of Public Safety, the Governor's Office, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Drug Enforcement Administration for the number of suspicious activity reports received dating back to 2019 and how many of them were substantiated. So far, we have not heard back. When we asked for this same information in 2019, the state took 2 months to provide it. The most recent data shows between 2017 and 2019, there were around 6,500 suspicious activity reports received. They're analyzed at so-called DPS fusion centers. In 2019, we toured the one in El Paso, where state, local, and federal law enforcement agencies are brought together to share information. That same year, Abbott announced a $3 million federal grant to support fusion centers. But some question if it's enough when threats aren't public. In Uvalde, the shooter apparently warned of the attack in a private Facebook message, not a public post, showing attacks are not always predictable or preventable by intelligence gathering alone. Matt Grant, KXAN Investigates.
Right now, there are a lot of conversations surrounding how Texas can prevent what happened at the elementary school in Uvalde from ever happening again. In 2019, KXAN investigators analyzed and detailed more than 30 mass shootings over 4 decades in Texas. From policy changes dealing with stronger gun laws to mental health resources, the panel of experts shared solutions, including better internet surveillance and speaking up when you see or hear about anything alarming. Our Josh Hinkle asked the panel about state leaders looking into solutions which involve civilians and training.
They have talked about this in the committee hearings, that more civilians need to be trained on how to respond to active shooter events. If we can't do prevention the way we want to right now, at least we can react. So is that really the mindset we should be taking as a society right now?
Well, I think it's, like you said earlier, it's one of the many things that will overall enhance our capacity, our ability to prevent or intervene and stop. But yes, I mean, the more you know about something, 2 things happen. The better prepared you are, but the less scared you are.
And to hear more solutions and to explore the interactive project, including our podcast, just head to texasmassviolence.com.